If you pair an i9-14900K with the right DDR4 RAM, you can actually beat a Ryzen 7 9800X3D, the fastest gaming CPU on the planet. You can even beat a Ryzen 9 9950X3D in gaming and also in productivity. Yes, that's actually the case, but allow me to explain. So welcome back at Muslim PSUs. Now, first of all, you may be wondering, wait, but how do you put DDR4 on a 4900K? Because Z790 motherboards are DDR5. Well, if you buy a Z690 motherboard, it will still have DDR4 supports, and actually even some Z790 motherboards have DDR4 support. That is because when 12th gen first came out, it had still the double socket DDR4, DDR5. It was actually a very smart choice because it allowed you to upgrade sooner and easier, because DDR5 at the time was very expensive. We were paying over $200 for 32 gigabytes of DDR5, whereas nowadays stuff is really cheap. For $100 you can get 32 gigabytes. However, for $100 you get some very cheap RAM, and cheap RAM is not bad, but it's gonna have 6000 megahertz and maybe CL3638 latency. Now, if you're not familiar with latency and frequency, the two are very tightly connected. One latency point is around 200 megahertz, or should I say it's around 100 megahertz of actual DRAM frequency, which gets multiplied. Of course, this is double on DDR5, half on DDR4, because every generation we double the speed and double the latency roughly. Key point is to double the speed without actually doubling the latency. Now, if I am getting you even more confused, that's good, because it means you're listening to something new. And now this thing, this 4900K with DDR4 high-speed RAM being crazy fast, it shouldn't sound crazy to you at all, because this is the same thing that happened with DDR3 when it was phased out for DDR4. We didn't have a point where we could use a next-gen CPU with DDR3. When DDR3 was phased out, all the new CPUs supported much faster RAM speed. However, faster RAM speed means higher latency. Latency on DDR3 was about CL10, and then with DDR4 standard kit was CL16, but we went from 1800 megahertz to 3000 megahertz on a very average kit. Nowadays, everyone uses 3600 megahertz, CL14, I know, but at the time that was the staple timings. Without making this video too long, the point of today is 1400K is made to handle high-speed DDR5, and I'm talking high speed, not 6000 megahertz. This thing can handle 7000 megahertz, 8000 megahertz, fine. It can't handle 10,000s like the new Core Ultra CPUs, but 8000 megahertz is something with the right motherboard you can do here. Even by logic, you can think that then this CPU can handle 4000 megahertz DDR4 RAM. Am I right? The point is the very pinnacle of RAM kits, the 8000 megahertz CL30. They are, first of all, very hard to get. They're not available when the platform comes out, and also they are very, very expensive. At least double the price of a normal RAM kit. So nobody buys them. But what happens today? Today, nobody's using DDR4 on high-end systems anymore. So people are selling their old high-bin DDR4 for ridiculously cheap. And even on Amazon, you can get some of these leftover high-speed DDR4 kits. You can get as high as 4800 megahertz DDR4 RAM with around CL20 in terms of latency. And if we compare it to DDR5, if we double it, because we don't want to think about it, it's gonna be 4800 doubled. It's 9600 megahertz with CL40, something which would be absolutely crazy to have here. Now, of course, it's not as simple as to simply double it, okay? Because with higher speed, you have higher scaling. It's not exactly one-to-one, but it's very similar to one-to-one. So what we have here today is a PC with an i9-14900K with 4400 megahertz RAM, CL19. Now, if this was transformed into DDR5, this would be a kit which is 8800 megahertz, CL38. Crazy good. And the CPU handles it fine, because the IMC on the 14th Gen i9 is so good that throwing a 4400 megahertz RAM kit to it is very simple. The thing is, though, we are very low in latency, and latency for gaming is just as important as speed. As a matter of fact, it's even more important. This PC, it may be a little bit of placebo effect for me, but it feels snappier than the same system with DDR5. This is actually the fastest gaming PC I've played on, period. And it has a simple i9-14900K with some DDR4 Kingston Fury Renegade limited edition RAM, which I bought for $80 for 32 gigabytes. $80, less than DDR5. And the motherboards, DDR4 Z690 motherboards, they're also cheaper than DDR5 versions because people don't want them, because if you put a 4600 MHz kit, you're gonna go slower, of course. Now, here's where this video becomes interesting, because if you buy a high-end kit, sure, you're paying for the high binning of the kit, but you're also paying for the overclocking settings, which the engineers at Kingston in this case have done, and they've put inside their kits. So what I've done is I've just gone into CPU-Z, and I'm showing you guys basically the SPD of the RAM, and then I went into the BIOS, I went into advanced timings options, and I'm gonna show you guys all of their settings. So even if you have a worse kit than this, if the type of memory is the same, so Hynix with Hynix, Samsung with Samsung, you can actually copy these settings, and they're gonna work for you as well. Now, you're gonna have to reduce the speed a little bit, of course, because if you have a 3600 MHz kit, you're not gonna get 4400 out of it, but you will for sure get 4000 if you have the right CPU and the right motherboard. So you can copy literally all my timings and all my voltages, copy them into your motherboard, and you're gonna be plenty fine with your RAM. You're gonna get a free performance boost. So this is the actual hidden secret. If you watch the video this far, is we're giving you a very good performance profile for your DDR4 RAM. And what I'm also telling you is if you happen to have a Z690 motherboard, you may want to get an i7K series or an i9K series, overclock very hard that CPU. I still have tutorials somewhere on how to do it. Get the best RAM you can, DDR4 for cheap, and that thing in 1080p gaming strictly, for competitive gaming strictly, is gonna beat even an X3D chip, because you're gonna have such low latency that frame times are gonna be great. This is actually a PC of a very close friend of mine who is a professional Apex Legends player, and he tried this and he said it's the best PC he ever played on, better than a 9800X3D, and this is what he's competing with every day. And he does have an edge, because no one else has this. The average pro player buys a $5,000 computer with a 9800X3D with some random RAM, not even tuned. So he has an edge on them. So with that said, here we are with the end of this pretty strange video. I want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys think I'm right? Do you guys think I'm wrong? Did you guys try DDR4 with latest gen IMC? And if so, how did it go? Did you do the same with DDR3 back in the day? Maybe. And if you have any tips to get even more performance or some underrated hardware pairings to get the edge, please drop a comment, let me know down below, and maybe drop a like and subscribe to support me. See you in the next one. Bye bye.